I'm sorry, Mr. Mandel.
It's Friday. I can't do anything about it
but I'll
until
have
Monday.
him call
No,
you
I'm
as
sorry
soon
to
as
have
he's
to rush you off.
Commissioner, we didn't take up that Dawson
Commissioner
proposal.
Mcmillan's
That
office.
took him 4 months. He can wait 1 week for an answer.
I'm sorry, he's
But, sir, we have this...
When he comes out, I'll have him call. If you'll just leave your
Maggie,
telephone.
pull the plug. I gotta get out of
But
here.
your phone messages.
Any from the President of the United States?
No.
Good. The rest can wait.
Commissioner, you have an appointment with Sergeant Rupert. Been waiting an hour.
Well, don't you think you can stall him or something?
I think you should stall him yourself.
Commissioner, I'm Sergeant Rupert.
How do you do?
I won't take up much of your time, sir.
Well, you know how it is. Something has come up.
Does that mean you won't be able to see me at all?
Well, sometimes it's necessary to shuffle priorities when an emergency arises.
Sure, I understand. I had it all the time in administration. Of course, now I'm in investigation. I've written this proposal for new training techniques. Could I leave it with you?
Sure.
Oh, let me put my number on it, just in case you have any questions. I'll be home all weekend.
Very good. Call me next week. We'll set up an appointment.
Great.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Thanks. He's terrific. Hey there.
Hi, Maureen.
I've been trying to get over here all week to see you. Did you get a place to live?
Oh, I found one. Moved in and got flooded out by a busted water main.
No.
So I'm living in a motel.
Well, it's silly. You can stay with me.
Well,
Hi, Janet.
hi.
See you about 7, okay?
Okay.
I put my housekeeper on a train, so nobody will be there. Just bring your toothbrush. I've got everything else you need.
Fine. Fine.
I hope you're looking forward to this weekend as much as I am.
I'm sure I am.
Excuse me, Commissioner. Have a nice weekend. Both of you.
Stuart J. Mcmillan. The other was Janet Carney. Now, the door to the back was open. The screen was ajar. The windows were all blown out, almost all over the house, as you know.
Okay,
What else?
about these people you just mentioned. Are you involved?
Those are the people that we know of that were involved in the accident. We're checking them out.
DiMaggio, I heard the call go out.
Hi, Maureen. It looks like most of the damage was confined to just one room.
I think a friend of mine might have been in the apartment.
Janet Carney?
Yeah.
Well, they just took her off.
Where? To the hospital?
No.
Oh.
Did you know her very well?
I helped her get a job with the department.
I told the commissioner that when Joe Murchison is going to threaten somebody, he's not just popping off.
What about the commissioner?
Well, go back.
There you go, Goldie. There's the change out. Thank you. Get the top flies out. They're hitting on them. Okay. Afternoon.
Afternoon. What's the matter with these lakes of yours? They're supposed to let go of the fish every now and then.
Ha! Where you been fishing?
Like Kazanka, south side.
It's all right if you like to taste a little bitty carp.
You know a better place?
Well, sure, I know a lot of places. I got
Where?
maps. I got around here. Oh, there you go. Look at him. Just one left. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? What'd you get for it?
Well, I like to make my customers, keep them happy. Just good public relations.
Well, thank you kindly.
But I do have expenses duplicating them. I'll be $10.
You know, the half of the fun of fishing is finding the right spot, don't you?
Well, $7. Just be breaking even.
I tell you what, in case I strike out, I'll take one of those chops there.
You got a place around here?
No, I borrowed it from a friend.
That's really something, friend. Waiting this late in the season.
You know what they say about gift horses?
I don't know anything about horses. I'm allergic to them.
Oh.
There you go. That'll be $9.52.
$9.52?
Well, the trout was $7. What are you talking about? There you go, boy. You know something? You'd have been a lot better off taking that nap. Come back and see me. How much I say the map was?
$10.
So is the glasses. Muchas gracias. Come back and see me.
I'll try.
Sir, I still think we ought to wait for Lieutenant Enright to get back. He ought to be doing this, Chief. All right. Our first speaker today will be Chief Paulson. Chief Paulson.
There could be no more appropriate spot than this to honor the memory of Stuart J. McMillan. Mac loved this building. He loved this courtyard. And I like to feel that he's here with us right now, looking down, smiling that smile that we all know so well. And I think he'd be pleased if I repeated a story that is typical of the man. When I was first appointed to the rank of chief, he called me into his office to congratulate me. And I said to him, Commissioner, we are going to stamp out crime in San Francisco, or I'm going to die trying. And he said, Chief, since the Widow's Fund is running a little low, I hope that's not necessary. Yes. He's always ready with wit, wisdom, courage.
You're having a memorial for you.
Never mind all that. I can't talk to you now. I want you to meet me in an hour at the Palace Motel.
Why?
Do you want to go back to administration?
No.
Do you want to stay in investigation?
Yeah.
Then meet me there. I'll be registered under the name of, Sam Stew Chief. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. You all right?
Yeah.
Smile. All right. And don't tell anybody you saw me.
Right.
And we promise ourselves that the murderer of Stuart J. McMillan and Janet
Carney.
Carney will be brought to swift and uncompromising justice.
Yes?
It's Maureen.
Come on in.
I don't think so, sir.
Why?
Commissioner, there are things that are bothering me about this.
Come on in. Now, what's bothering you?
Are you aware that Janet was only 22 years old?
No.
She was. Now, I realize that in our society, a lot of women prefer older men. And I don't want you to think that I don't sympathize with your situation.
What situation are you sympathizing with?
Obviously, in recovering from the death of your wife, you have certain needs.
Obviously. Now get to the point.
You and Janet were together.
We were clearly not together.
She was in your apartment.
And Janet is dead.
Yes.
And the man that was with her in my apartment is dead.
Yes.
Then explain it to me. If I spent the weekend with her, how come I'm alive when the man who was with her is dead?
I don't understand any of this, sir.
I don't either. Sit down.
Thank you. It's just that I feel somehow responsible for Janet. And if she wasn't with you, what was she doing in your apartment?
I loaned it to her. She told me her place had a busted water main.
Yeah, she told me that.
Actually, we swapped places.
For what?
For her uncle's cabin on Lake Agonza.
Oh.
I needed a few days to myself, that's all. Didn't think it would turn out to be such a big deal.
Then you mean you and Janet never... Well, as I said, what went on between the two of you is really none of my business.
Now I have a question for you. How could they identify the body as mine?
I guess the explosion and fire really did a job.
Didn't the lab come up with anything?
They're working on it, but they can't be sure. The man was about your size, and your car was in its stall.
Oh, I had it in for repairs, and the garage called and said it wouldn't be ready till Saturday. Will you sit still?
I'm still, sir.
So rather than lose a night at the lake, I left my car for Janet and took hers.
I guess they just assumed it was you. Who else would be in your apartment at that hour?
I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Me?
You knew her?
I knew her in college. She was a freshman and I was a senior. But as to who she'd been dating recently, I have no idea. Why are you hiding?
I need a little more time. I have to assume the man who was after me thinks he succeeded.
Yeah.
If he was after me.
But... Oh.
And if he wasn't, I have to find out who he was after.
You mean the man he killed?
Let's put it this way. If the cat thinks the mouse is dead, there are certain advantages to the mouse.
Don't you think you should tell the department about this, though?
No. No, not yet. Of course, it'll be tough on Agatha, my housekeeper. Well, I can't help that. There are a couple of things I want you to do.
Yes, sir.
You got a pencil? Paper? Right.
Oh. Shoot, sir. Hi.
Hello. Here you go.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Hello, Sergeant.
Oh, hello, Chief.
What's that?
These are Janet Carney's things. She was a friend of mine, on a personal basis. I just thought if there was something I could do to help.
The homicide people will take care of it. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Loved your speech.
Oh, you did, really?
Yeah.
I felt special eloquence was called for. Thank you. Thank you.
Then there were 3 lipsticks, a comb, a lighter, theater ticket stub.
Have a date on it?
Last November, a production at Theater University. And then this thing from Cyril's church.
This thing?
Yeah, you know, a mimeograph sheet. One that has the prayers on one side and the day's activities on the other. There weren't many of those, though.
Was Janet Catholic?
Yeah, but I don't think she went regularly.
Was there a date on the sheet?
Yeah, last Saturday.
That was the day she died.
Maybe she went to Mass.
Or confession.
They can do that any day of the week.
There's only one way to find out.
Commissioner. Your disguise.
Oh. Sergeant. Your purse. Father?
Hello, may I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for the parish priest. Are you he?
Temporarily. Father Revere's been ill. Ordinarily, I'm his assistant. I'm Father Matheson.
Father? Interesting church.
Interesting churches are not necessarily always beautiful churches, although in this case, as you can see, it is.
Didn't Bing Crosby play you in a movie once?
I couldn't whistle Toodaloo if St. Peter himself demanded it. Have we met?
I don't think so.
I can't say whether I recognize your name since you haven't given one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stuart Mcmillan, Commissioner of Police. Father, is there any place where we can talk privately?
That's usually done in the confessional.
I'm not here for a confession. I just want to talk.
Either my office or the cloister, take your pick.
I presume the cloister is as private as the office?
And prettier.
Even though I'm not a Catholic, Father, I would like this conversation held in confidence.
Anytime I'm engaged in professional counseling, I'm ethically bound to secrecy, even if it doesn't have the same moral strictures as the confessional.
I see.
Are you here for professional counseling?
No. I'm here to talk about Janet Carney.
What about her?
You do know her.
I did. According to the newspaper, she's dead. You were in the same newspaper. Your picture. I'm afraid I don't understand.
It's complicated. Lots of things I don't know myself, but I would like to know some things, well, anything, about Janet.
What sort of things?
She was here last Saturday, wasn't she?
And if she was?
I'm trying to identify the man she died with, the one they assumed was me. Did she mention anything about anyone? Somebody she was intimate with?
Commissioner, she did come, but it was for confession. And I'm sure you're aware that I just can't talk about that.
I am. Do you suppose you could talk about what she didn't say?
What do you mean?
You could save me running up and down a blind alley.
Good point. I guess I wouldn't be violating my vows by discussing what she didn't say.
Which was?
She didn't say anything that would be helpful to you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Scare you a little bit?
A lot.
Mind if I drive?
Well, I can drive.
Well, since I'm going to drop you off, this makes better sense.
They located Joe Murchison. They're bringing him in for questioning. He's the one that DiMaggio thinks is behind this.
Oh, good. Then I can stick with Janet.
Hey, how'd you know where I live?
I looked it up in a book.
A book?
The telephone directory.
Oh.
Do you always ask such dumb questions?
Well, what questions am I supposed to ask? Like, where are you dropping me off?
For instance?
Well, I assume you're dropping me off at a car rental agency, considering the fact that you need transportation, and you can't rent a car yourself without identification. Of course, you could keep on driving Janet's car, but the police are looking for it, so that wouldn't be very smart of you. Where are you dropping me off? All set.
Here, best hot dogs in town.
No, thank you. I'm trying to skip lunches lately.
Why?
Well, I'm starting to curve a little more than I used to.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Really?
When did you see Janet last? I mean, before she joined the department.
Last April. I went back for an alumni meeting.
Did you talk to her?
Just casually. Somebody said she'd been spending all her time with her studies.
All her time? Does that sound like Janet to you?
Pretty girls can be smart.
I've noticed. What was her major?
History. Are you going out to the university?
Oh, I struck out at the church. I figured Janet went on the lead.
See Dr. Winninger. She's the active head of the department.
Okay, give me the keys.
Oh.
Oh, forgot.
If you drive a car that's rented in my name and you have an accident, is my insurance still valid?
I don't know. But always keep your car doors locked. Oh, yeah. Where is the car?
Out front.
You threatened him, Murchison, and he gets killed. Now, what do you want me to do, Murchison? You want me to chalk it up to ESP?
No, but I have a better suggestion. What you can do with it.
I don't know. Somehow I think if I hadn't been out of town, this whole thing might never have happened.
Oh, Buster, I wish I had been out of town. Then we could stop all of this and all go out for a drink.
Hey, the man is a lieutenant.
So?
So, call him that when you talk to him and show some respect, all right?
Sergeant.
Mercy. Lieutenant. I'm sorry if I didn't show the proper respect.
Look, you threatened him.
So I talk a lot. Did somebody pass a law
Yeah? Sergeant Rupert, it's for you.
For me?
That's what my secretary says.
Thank you. Hello? Oh. Hello.
Listen, I want to ask you something.
Of course. I just didn't expect for you to call me here.
Enright's secretary wouldn't know my voice from Tony Bennett's.
Well, what do you want to know?
Sergeant, is that an important business phone call?
Yes. Sir, it's, a previous case I've been working on.
Maureen, I want you to think carefully. Did you tell anybody that I was alive?
Of course not. Why?
I was tailed right after I left you.
You were what? I guess I don't understand that.
Well, I don't either, but somebody knows a lot more what's going on than we do.
Of course there was one other.
Yes, I know, the priest. I'll check on him, but first I've made an appointment with Dr. Winninger. Are all the professors out there as tuned in as she is?
What do you mean?
When I told her I wanted to talk about Janet, she didn't even know about the murder.
That means she doesn't know you're alive. She doesn't know anything about you either.
I'm counting on it.
By the way, did you lock the car doors?
Goodbye.
Just what is the nature of your inquiry?
Well, Janet applied for a position in our department.
Must be a significant one with you checking her out yourself.
Why? Does it surprise you that she would apply for a significant job?
That she'd apply, no. That you'd take her seriously.
I take it you have a low opinion of her.
Janet is fairly bright, fairly ambitious. Sorry, I can't speak as well of her judgment or her personal conduct.
Could you be more specific?
I could, but I don't intend to.
I'm wondering about her friends.
I understand what you want. I have given you my professional opinion. I do not intend to indulge in gossip. Have a nice day.
Done right, or saving a few bucks. I think we ought to have confidence that the Lord will provide.
If the bank would just have that much confidence in him.
Father, you leave the bank to me.
You've got it.
Goodbye.
Father.
Mr. Mcmillan.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I didn't want that man to see me. Who is he?
That's Bernard McGavin. Do you know him?
No.
He's chairman of the renovation committee.
Oh. Father, I want you to think back in the last 24 hours. Did you say anything to anyone that might give me away?
Of course not.
It's not a casual question, Father. Any veiled reference, any slip of the tongue?
I'm positive. Why?
Somebody's following me. If I could find out how he found out I'm alive, it might clear up a lot of things.
I see. Well, I guess I strike out again.
I don't know whether I'm glad or disappointed. Thanks. Okay. Get up. Who are you?
My name's Mason.
Who sent you? Ah.
That'll explain everything.
San Francisco police.
Oh, Enright's gonna have my butt for breakfast.
Well, we finally got a dental make on that body. It didn't tell us who he was, but it did tell us that it wasn't you.
You didn't let the newspapers know. You must have figured out what I was doing.
Not really. But I decided to let Internal Affairs have a go at it to try and find out without blowing your cover.
Well, how did he locate me?
Well, I decided that you probably needed a contact, somebody in the department. So I told him to check any officer who'd been acting strangely the last day or two.
I used all the academy procedures against being tailed.
What now, sir?
Well, too many people know. Might as well release a statement.
Right away.
And we can turn in that rental car?
Right.
Oh, there is one more thing, Commissioner. You know that gold desk pen you always used? You know, your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you were killed, I mean, when I thought you were, when I thought that you weren't coming back and that you'd never need it again, I lifted it. I mean, I took it as a memento.
Yes?
Well, I would like you to have it, sir. And welcome back.
Thank you, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, I'd like to use Sergeant Rupert for a while, okay?
I'm ready, sir.
She's ready, sir.
Good, good. I have to let somebody know I'm alive. So I'd like you to lay the groundwork so she won't have a heart attack.
She?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so glad the young people like you appreciated his contribution.
Well, I did.
But, you know, it's like his death wasn't in vain. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I'm trying to talk to you about.
His death was in vain?
No, his death, but you see...
I wish he had met a girl like you in his own time.
No, you don't understand.
I understand his loyalty to Sally, heavens knows. Life goes on and on and on, and except when it doesn't go on.
Please, stop crying. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be a little bit of a shock, but a pleasant shock.
Oh, I've had enough shocks this past weekend to last me a lifetime.
Miss Thornton, you don't understand.
Miss
Thornton. Please, what I'm trying to tell you is very hard to explain, but Commissioner Mcmillan isn't dead.
You know, people think it's not painful for me to go around packing up things in this apartment just because I wasn't a blood relative.
But he wasn't killed.
Sometimes it's even worse. I have to make judgment on some things I'm not even prepared for. I don't know what to do with this Dizzy Gillespie collection.
Miss Thornton, he's alive.
So I didn't do anything with it. Nothing.
Very good.
I thought you'd feel that way. I was... I don't believe it. The little cheeks, and the little ears, and the little eyes, the little nose, the little shoulders. Oh, you're alive.
Well, I guess I better go.
Wait a minute.
Oh, don't leave me.
Right back.
Look, you're alive. You're alive. Oh, Commissioner.
Well, I tried, Commissioner.
Well, I do appreciate it. Stay down.
do you want me to do?
Stay put.
I'm put, sir. Well, that proves one thing anyway.
Which is?
It was you they were after in the first place.
Maybe. Also proves somebody's afraid we're getting close to the truth.
Do you think we are getting closer to the truth?
Sure. Aside from the fact that we don't know who was killed, who killed him, or why, just about wraps it up.
Right, sir.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened? A bullet came right through that window, and he hit that door over there. Another one hit the mirror, and right there where I was sitting right there, a bullet came right there. I could have been killed.
Yeah?
Could have been killed.
Is she all right?
I must say, it wasn't thoughtful of you to let me talk on about poor Janet without once mentioning she was dead.
Sorry. Would you have spoken differently? Here, let me help you.
No, I guess not.
Dr. Winninger, last time I saw you, you mentioned something about Janet's conduct.
I also said I refused to indulge in gossip.
Well, I know, but, would you indulge a little? It might help.
Mr. Mcmillan, affairs between students and professors are not exactly unheard of.
Yes, I remember.
Mind you, I have no proof.
Please indulge.
Well, her major professor, Henry Lundstrom,
Mm-hmm.
I sensed, well, no, the truth is they were quite blatant about it.
I see.
I am personally convinced that his feelings for her were somehow connected with his bizarre conduct.
Would you know what his bizarre conduct was?
He left.
He left.
3 weeks before final exams. He simply took off.
Did he get into any trouble?
No, oh, no. He wrote me a note saying that he was unable to continue his teaching duties because he was leaving immediately for Kenya.
Kenya?
To gather material for a book, he said.
Do you think he was telling the truth?
Oh, no. No. I am convinced that his departure had something to do with Janet Carney.
How?
I don't know that. I was hardly interested in the details of their little romance. It could have been a lover's spat. Good heavens.
What's the matter?
You don't suppose that... the Henry, that he could have been the one. You know, the one that was killed?
I was thinking the same thing for the past few minutes.
Oh, how awful.
Did he leave anything? Files? Anything like that?
Anything. He left everything. Would you like to take a look?
I certainly would.
I told you his departure was bizarre. He didn't take anything out of his desk.
Tell me something. Would you describe Lundstrom as a short man? Rather stocky?
No, he was average height, rather slender. Why did they think the body was yours if it was a short man?
I wasn't thinking of the victim. I was thinking of somebody else. Somebody took a shot at me.
It's just down the hall. Right here. In here. I have been meaning to get someone in here to take care of this. Well, just what are you looking for, Commissioner?
Well, anything that might have bearing on the relationship.
Well, let's see what we can find.
Are these student papers?
Oh, yes. Yes, they are.
Nothing in here.
Ah, here's something. Here's a connection. A paper written by Janet for his class. Well, at least he didn't let his personal feelings influence his grading, he gave her a C.
Well, seems we've drawn a blank. Professor, thank you for your cooperation.
Anything I can do.
May I take this with me?
I was just about to say those papers belong to the students, but I guess poor Janet won't be coming for it, will she?
No, she won't. Thank you.
Sergeant DiMaggio here.
Steve, me.
Well, hello, sir. Welcome back.
Take this name. Henry Lundstrom, professor in the history department.
All right, sir. What about him?
Check him out. He disappeared last May.
Got any idea where he might be?
A hunch.
Where?
In a grave. Mark Stewart Mcmillan.
What's going on?
Father, why didn't you get out of the way?
Because
Who was that man?
I don't know. He came in and told me there'd been an accident.
An accident?
Yes, he said a man was trapped in the wreckage and was asking for last rites. We're going there.
It's a good thing you didn't go.
Why?
Because you'd probably never come back alive.
You can't be serious.
I am. Very. Let's go inside.
Father Revere and I share this office. As you can see, he's been here for quite a while. See.
Thank you. Father, I think I may have an answer, at least, to some of the questions.
Even to why someone would want to hurt me?
I'd like to tell you about a story I just read.
A story?
About a man named Edmund Davis. He founded one of the first newspapers here in San Francisco. In 1849, the gold rush. He was one of the first to go there and one of the first to come back.
He had no luck?
On the contrary, when he came back, he was loaded, heavily guarded with a man named Kurt Schulin. Millions of dollars worth of gold nuggets, which he proceeded to hide.
Why?
He wanted to buy up the land surrounding his claim, but he knew he couldn't if somebody found out about his strike. Then, unfortunately, he was murdered 5 days later.
Good Lord.
Schulin was arrested, confessed, and hanged. Said he killed Davis because he didn't get his half of the gold.
Was that true?
Nobody knows, and if the gold was there, it was never found.
It's very interesting, Commissioner, but I don't see...
All of Davis's files and papers were given to the archives of the university. Recently, a professor assigned his students the job of doing papers on any of the archived material. Janet Carney was given the subject of Edmund Davis.
Janet? Okay, I see how that ties in, but I still don't see... How can I help you?
Father, you, mentioned the contractor. What was his name?
McGavin.
McGavin. And how long was he here?
Good long time.
Do you know when the church was built?
Yes, I do. Would you like to see the marker?
Yes, please.
What are you expecting?
If I'm right, 1849.
And you're right.
Davis was killed when this church was being built.
Yes. At least the original section. It's been added to over the years.
According to Janet's paper, Davis was chairman of the construction committee of this church.
It's incredible.
If any of this gold story is true, chances are he used this church as a hiding place.
The church?
Well, it was under construction. You probably knew of any of the plans. Could have been a lot of places.
Are you suggesting the gold is still here?
I don't know. Maybe. But if somebody thought that, and somebody read Janet's paper and came to that conclusion, that could explain. That could explain murder. Now, this McGavin, how long has he been here?
Quite a long time.
His first name?
Bernard.
Bernard McGavin. All right. Murder is a reasonable price for that amount of gold, especially in today's market. Worth over millions.
Millions?
Here, look at this. Who's he holding in his arm?
The orb.
Does it look like a sunburst to you, a sunrise?
Possibly. Why?
Davis's last known words were scrawled on a piece of paper. Under the sunrise, it said. Hand me that screwdriver, would you please? Thank you. Uh-oh. Come up here. Somebody's been here before us. See if we can get this out. Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't find any more than we did, obviously. No room to hide a handkerchief, let alone a ton of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, still an awfully good story.
At least part of it was true. Father, who's behind this renovation?
What do you mean?
I mean, who pushed it?
McGavin himself. He even guaranteed a sizable portion of the cost. We owe him an enormous debt of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. What was he contracted for?
Just general restoring, painting, cleaning, rehabilitation. Commissioner, you said that man, he might have killed me. Why?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe to hold you as hostage, to force Father Revere to cooperate while he searched this church. Excuse me, Father, I've got some reading to do.
Here it is. I've checked it out on my card, so don't forget to return it. I already owe $2 in fines. Tell me something. Aren't you discouraged?
Sure.
I mean, you've discovered this marvelous story, and it's fantastic and all that, but...
I'm not any closer to finding the killer than I was 2 days ago.
Right. Find something interesting?
Maybe. I don't know how much it's going to help us.
Excuse me, Commissioner, but I didn't know whether you wanted me to be available or whether I should go on with my other work.
Come on in, Marine.
I'm in, sir.
Oh. Back in uniform, I see.
Too many people don't believe I'm a sergeant unless I wear it.
I know what you mean. They ought to design one for a police
Are you all right?
Maggie, give me Boston information.
Then you think you're really onto something?
I think so. The style of that painting is based on the works of Diego Moreta.
I've seen a lot of paintings that look like that.
Exactly. Everybody used to copy him.
Then why is this unusual?
In 1849, Moreta was 11 years old.
Then this was painted long after the church was built?
And long after Davis was dead.
So this couldn't be the sunrise he was referring to.
Nope.
I see. Well, that shoots down one theory, but you said you had something positive.
I want to go over this whole church again. See if there's anything else he could have been referring to.
Okay. Where do you want me to start? Gold is here. I'm afraid the only way to find it would be to tear the entire church down to the ground.
I looked everywhere. Inside the walls, under the foundation, under the floor.
Under the altar.
Hmm?
We were looking under the wrong sunburst. It wasn't under the painting, it was under the floor.
You can't ask us to tear up the entire floor.
Just this section. Let me have the screwdriver. Uh-huh. It's metal.
I'll take that. I think if we pry here.
Yeah. It's coming. Davis hid the gold under here and sealed it with metal strips.
All right, now stand up, Commissioner. I'll take your bag, miss. It was very sharp of you to pick up on the sunrise clue from Janet's paper.
Very sharp for you, too, Professor Lundstrom.
Why don't we all three of us now have a nice little private conversation in the cloister? Commissioner? The problem was how to get in here and search the place. Then I saw an item in the newspaper, and it was dumped in my lap.
What was the item?
Just a routine little news story saying Father William Matheson had been assigned as an assistant to Father Revere. A fellow from Boston, it said.
And you intercepted him?
That's a nice way to put it. You can stop right there.
You killed him?
He went to his spiritual reward a little ahead of time, that's all.
What made you think you could get away with that?
I'm a scholar. I knew how to bone up enough to get by for a while.
That's when Janet caught on, right?
Belatedly. When I left the campus without saying goodbye, I guess her pride was wounded. Her mind just wouldn't let go. When it finally occurred to her there might be some connection between the gold and the church, she decided to go and take a look. And whom should she run into?
Father, I wonder... Henry!
I'm sure you'll find this devotional inspiring.
understand why you wanted to leave.
Come on, Janet.
You ran off because...
Don't you know I'm doing it for you?
What?
Honey, I couldn't let you be a party to some of the things I might have to do.
So you were going to contact me as soon as you had the go?
Think back, Janet. About us. Can you really doubt that?
Henry, now you listen to me.
Look, darling, we can't talk here. I'll come see you tonight.
No, I don't think so.
We'll talk for an hour. Alone.
No, I don't trust you, Henry.
You don't trust yourself. Where do you live? I can come over tonight.
In an apartment. I'm staying in an apartment.
Which turned out to be your place, Commissioner.
Who was the other victim?
A friend of Janet's. Apparently, she didn't trust me. She decided to bring him along, unfortunately for him.
Could I ask another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Who was the clown running around taking shots at me?
Oh, him. Well, when it became obvious that you were going to keep prying until you became dangerous, I decided you'd have to be stopped. But it seemed a little risky to do it myself.
How do you go about hiring an assassin?
Good question. Prisons are very grateful to have the clergy around. It was easy to get a look at some of the records of men being released and pick a likely candidate. Would you believe I only paid him $5,000 down? Ex-cons are so grateful for job opportunities. That's enough questions, I think.
You really should have shaved your head.
What?
Don't you think it's a risk, impersonating a man with a bald head?
What are you talking about?
The real Father Matheson. Bald heads are an easy point of identification even over a telephone. When I called Boston and asked them to describe him, their first words were, "He's bald."
You didn't call.
Then how do I know he was bald?
If you knew that before you came here, why?
Why did I let you have my gun? Why did I literally offer you my gun? So we could come out here and have a nice little chat. But I was careful enough to remove the bullets first. So I think you better come along with us. Convinced?
I'm not.
Go Marine!
Take care of him.
Only $5,000, huh? That guy's getting millions.
Toss your gun down right there, Commissioner.
Sorry, Lundstrom. I'm taking you in.
If that gun isn't gone by the time I count to 3, this young lady's gonna get a chance to fly. I mean it!
The hostage rule was put in just so there would be no question.
What?
The hostage rule. Code 27, paragraph 13. When a police officer is held hostage, there will be no bargaining under any circumstance.
You're not gonna just watch while I throw her over.
That's right. The sooner everybody knows about it, the sooner people like you will learn never to take a hostage.
I don't believe it. You're not gonna just stand there.
When did the hostage rule go into effect?
About a minute ago. All right.
Little more to the left.
How's that?
Perfect. What made you decide to call Boston in the first place?
Something Maureen said about people not believing she's a cop unless she's in uniform.
What does that have to do with anything?
The priest. We didn't think of him out of respect for the cloth. He's the only man with complete access to the church. That's why I called Boston to check up on him.
Oh, that Maureen is a smart girl.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna take her out? Who gets the gold?
No, I am not, and the church gets it.
It's a good place for it.
Father Revere's dedicating a new stained glass window in Jenna's memory.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I still think the least you could do is take Maureen out to dinner. Just to thank her.
Never mix pleasure with business.
Oh, nonsense. Besides, you had Janice Carney in your department.
I never went out with Janet Carney.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I still think you should go out with the sergeant.
DiMaggio?
Rupert.
Who's Rupert?
Maureen Rupert.
Oh, you mean the sergeant?
I think you should go out with the sergeant.
Why didn't you say so?
Coffee. Oh, here's some sugar.